Audio for this. Some audio for this VOD has been muted. And whoever called for getting it muted can suck my cock and balls. Hi, Lech. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna get through, but, what I'm gonna attempt to do here is, keep kind of an equal distance from my microphone and not blow your eardrums out every 5 minutes like I did with Lumaga's, but just this is your warning that may happen anyway. So you want a VOD review, eh? Well, you got it. I just need to figure out when this run starts. Right here. Alright, fantastic. Suck my dick. Alright. I already closed out of that. Okay, good. Probably not gonna have much to say in the first couple minutes of this. I can tell you're not pumping, and that's fine. Oh, you are pumping. Never mind. Okay, you have an input display here, actually, which is mighty helpful. Did kind of eat that wall a little bit, but it's fine. And then kind of, so here, alright, let's, wish Twitch would let me go back less than 5 seconds, but, so I'm just gonna highlight, like, here you kind of bumped a little bit, and then, like, here you catch a little bit of this wall, but I'm not 100% sure that you lost time on it. Just looked like you, but then here you definitely hit the wall. And then here you overshot, but whatever, it's fine. Don't let Bitey catch me saying that, but... So basically just, like, be aware of where Link is and whether... I mean, it's such little time loss that you don't even really need to fix yourself. Yeah, so Lumaga did that exact same thing in that room, and that's fine. You can optimize that about 10 more frames, but what's the point? Just use diagonal movement. Not too much to say. Okay, yeah. Your Link is dummy thick, and the clap of his ass cheeks alerted the guards. I mean, you've probably done this a million times. You probably knew that you were a little too high here. But just in case. Yeah, so actually, you should be fine here. But then, yeah, you walked down. Right into the guard's line of sight. So, yeah, I don't know if that's like a contact pad issue or like you just thumb slipped or whatnot, but yeah, try not to like take this line that you were on before. Don't go into this guy's line of sight. You could probably have released that a bit earlier. Like, right there, you were probably fine. You probably hit, like, this arc right here, which will clip him. Good. He hesitated a little bit after the text box, but everybody does. Good. It's the exact right thing to do on that RNG. This is the part where I'm supposed to say don't run into the ball and chain guard, but you know what? Out of the 1,100 and however many attempts, I've probably hit the ball and chain guard at least once, about 85% of the time. It's fine. It's not the end of the fucking world. So here, you want to get a little quicker on the stair drag cancel here. I see what you're doing here, and it's a much easier movement than optimal. So what you're doing here is you're just going all the way to the wall, and then you're going cardinal down. When in reality, what you should do is just a quick stair cancel. So a quick movement to the left, and then a quick movement down, and then you actually do have a clear down left here. Might need to take a step down, I don't remember, but yeah, you actually have a clear down left diagonal here. And it's not only a shorter path, but you also walk faster while you're doing it. I see what you're doing there, but I'm just pointing out the better way. I just want to see one thing here that I think you did. Okay, so when you walk through here, there's actually 2 pixels that you can stop on here. You can stop on the correct one, which you end up on, which gets you through here no problem. Or you can actually end up 1 pixel below, which will nudge you off of this pipe. Just to be safe, yeah, it depends on where you start this movement. And, you know, how you do this movement out of the door. But, just to be safe, I would do 1 anti-pump against this wall to make sure that you're not going to nudge against this pipe. So you're sacrificing 1 frame every time to... And you may not even be sacrificing that frame. It's only a 50-50 shot that you're going to cancel a 2 pixel movement with a 1 pixel. But yeah, I would line up against this wall just in case you're like 1 pixel too low, just to make sure you're not going to bonk off this pipe, which is going to cost you like a handful of frames. Okay, there's a short diagonal movement up to the top there that you can do, but it's fine. I'm hand waving a lot here, and like the amount of stuff that I hand wave probably adds up to about a second. So I should not be hand waving it, but you have to get you below 130, and I feel like we have bigger fish to fry. Okay, so Lumaga actually did the same thing And so when you enter this room, I'm gonna turn off the music here for a second. It's this one. So let me make sure that this is coming through to the VOD. Yeah. Alright, cool. So listen carefully. Hear that fluttering sound? That means that the bat is out of position. For some reason, if you hold upright out of this door, it aggroes the bat. Now, if you take 2 steps into the room and then diagonal, then the bat's where you think it's going to be. But that's slow to take the couple steps and then go. So what I do is just air pump to the wall, and then the bat is in the same place every time. Okay. Otherwise, you don't know where he's gonna be. So he's there. He's here. He's there. He's every fucking where, like Roy Kent. See, and sometimes he can get in your way like that, or he'll sit here where he's not in your way, but then he'll get a second movement, which does put him in your way. So basically, just air pump to the wall here, and it's fine. He stays up there, and you don't have to deal with them. Still have to deal with snakes, but here we are. Yeah, So, the second to last thing I'm gonna say about Escape is that, first of all, you didn't need to kill this guy. You just needed to walk under him and through here. But if you just do this every time, you're gonna get pretty consistent times. Like, if you just stair cancel and slash right away, you're gonna get consistent times for this room. So, call me crazy, but I'm not gonna tell you not to do it. For the sake of consistency. Now, if you want to save a couple of seconds, if you think maybe, hey, I got a little bit of bad RNG on the key rat and you want to YOLO this, whatever. It's like 30 frames if you get hit, and you save a few if you don't. Let's do that again. Yeah, and you're walking a little close to that, rocking a little too close to that handle, so... So you have this part right, of course, then you get the text box, but you can actually be, like, all the way over here. Oops, maybe not all the way over there, but, like, See how Link snaps to the handle? You don't need to walk all the way over here. So you can save a good many frames with that. Alright, yeah, sub 6 escape. And that's like half of the reason that I didn't have much to say about it. Like if you're on a sub 6 escape, you're fine. You can put your attention elsewhere. Okay. Doesn't matter where you do that diagonal movement. I like doing it right away, but doesn't matter where you do it. Just matters that you do it. Okay, you do that differently than me, but I don't think it's relevant. Yep, slash that guy all day. Yeah, I mean, so you could walk around that guy. I think slashing him there is correct if you hit him on the first try. Now you're obviously trying because I can see you're holding up, but you slashed a little too early. Technically, you should be able to get through this gap without taking a hit, but by the time you get to here, like he might like turn right and shoot or turn right and move. So I think it's just correct to slash him there like you tried. Technically what I'm supposed to tell you to do is like to try and take this path and then come up here and pump and do all this fancy shit. Yeah, I mean just slash him, just get rid of him. Oh, you're not pumping on the stairs though. That's bad. Okay, well you're pumping a little bit, which is better than not pumping at all, but yeah. If you haven't figured out double pumping yet, that's fine. Um yeah, so you'll notice Lumaga also slash that guy. I'm gonna be calling back to the other VOD review, but I'm assuming that you watched it. Um and I'm trying to explain that what I'm saying is not contradictory. So in another VOD review, someone slashed this guy, and I told him, and I did a whole bunch of room testing, and I proved that walking past him is faster. In this case, you are actually on the red rupee drop, so it is actually better to slash him and try to get the prize, which you end up getting. I think whether you get Saha rupees or not, you need you want that red rupee. You need 5, you want like 20 some. So here, what I wanted to show is how much time you spend sliding into this door. So where's the game? So we'll just go in the entrance. So clean door entries are extremely important because if you don't go clean into a room, I tried to demonstrate it there, but like So if you just walk into this room, then like then you don't spend any time to get into the door. Like here, we'll see. If I walk up from here, I can get into the door, but I'm going to nudge into it. Whereas if I just walk up and fix myself, see, this is 34. Taking the nudge, that's, 26, I guess. But then fixing yourself, you can get a 22, right? So you take 4 frames to enter the door if you nudge against it, but you take no frames if you fix yourself. Yeah, you take a couple of frames, but it's less than what you would take if you nudged against the door. So you end up nudging here in this room, which I'm just going to do what you did here. And we're going to count every frame. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then finally you start going up into the door. Versus if you were just walking right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you should be able to go up. So think about how many doors you go through in this game and think how much time you lose if you lose 4 frames on every single one. Especially in this dungeon where you don't get boots movement or like good RNGs that will help you make up that time. That's just time loss. Yeah, you kind of took a bite out of the rail there while you were waiting to read the skeleton RNG. And it did look like you kind of looked away from your screen. Like the downside about having a webcam is I can see when you're distracted. It's right over here. So it seems like you were maybe looking away from your screen a little bit and didn't read the RNG to begin with. Reading the RNG here is hard because there's nothing to menu to, and if this guy starts walking right, there's like a 33% chance that he's just going to change direction on you at some point, and you don't need to slash. So it's hard to read this room sometimes, but be ready to use your sword. Here you slid against the pipe, which is not really ideal, but ended up working, which is fine. Okay, it's a little slow, but it worked. Yeah, so usually I say it doesn't matter when you start this down right, and usually it doesn't, but here you're gonna hit this corner on this pot. So start it before then. I usually start it I don't know, like when like I usually cut this diagonal right here. So you don't want to knock into the corner of that pot. Oops. Yeah. You're nudging it a lot. of spots here. And we haven't even gotten the boots yet. Now, I'm nitpicking on nudges because I have nothing else to say about this. Like, it's a it's a solid Eastern. Okay. So you were pumping through a good bit of that. Yeah. And I think you were trying to pump through the whole thing, but some of it, like, watch this section on your actual VOD. It's like 11:40 on your VOD time. So watch this section on your VOD and then watch your input display because at a certain point you start holding the button, which means either you're pumping too fast or you think you're pumping but you're not actually picking your finger up the whole way. Yeah, and this is another thing here about door nudges. So you're correct that this is the optimal movement. You do want to go diagonally into this door because for whatever reason key doors open faster when you diagonal into them. But you want to switch to a cardinal right to align yourself to the door and go through rather than just sliding through cuz the sliding is slow and it also yeah, the sliding is slow. Just FMG will say snap into the door. I think that's a bad comparison. Just line yourself up with the open door and go through. Like think about like I'm a pretty clumsy dude and I'm also kind of lanky. So like I hit door frames in real life all the time and I can tell you it's not fun. So don't make your little elf boy do that. Oh boy. Yeah. Man, which one of them was going to get the kids? Yikes. So for this room, the way that you time it is to watch these anti fairies. Now, watch this room, but keep your eyes on these two anti fairies. Okay. Optimally, they stop like up here. This is a really fast room, but like optimally they stop so that they're separate and there's some room for Jesus there. Yours not only start Frenching in the middle, they unfortunately get a divorce at the end. So let's keep those pesky anti fairies away from each other. So the first thing you're not doing here is the diagonal movement. So you want to cancel the stair drag, and then you immediately want to go into a diagonal movement, and then once you're lined up with the pot where you can pick it up, you want to go into a down. Okay. Then you want to go over here, pick this up, and then immediately go down, and then start pressing down left to slide on the pot. All right. See how if my anti fairies touch, they basically just hold hands. So just make better use of diagonal movement in that room, and you'll save a good bit of time. Like you probably lost like 25, 30 frames in that room alone. All right, CGR was good. Had kind of shit RNG, but it's fine. We dealt with it. All right. Reddy's was maybe slower than I would like to see, but it was good enough. Aw, come on, dude. Alright, well, should still at least be even, if not still in the green here. Alright, so we're still in the green. Yeah, unfortunate you were just a little slow on that last arrow, and that just, I mean, you obviously know how to do the quick kill, you just missed it. Shake it off, keep going. Okay, if you're getting Saha rupees, I think you want to go around him and then talk to him, just so that there's no risk of sticking to him afterwards. Ooh, skipping the bombs. Okay. Okay. I guess we're suiting up for an eventual Saha rupee skip, and this is like step one. Okay, I'm here for that. Very good. The only thing I'm gonna say, because you did do the correct movement here, the only thing I'm gonna say is just be a little faster, right? I mean, a few frames before this, like as soon as you see Link go up, that's when you dash. But this was fine. So that's effective, but it's faster if you stop like somewhere in the middle here and either dash through this bush or dash through this bush to grab some of this slope, because you actually get a slight speed boost when you're on a slope. Yep. Just looks like maybe you hit the button a little too early. Yep, that's what it was. You hit the button while you were still dashing. Oh, baby. Oh, that was sexy. Love it. You're gonna get 500,000 people telling you not to do unholy spin speed. Tell them to go fuck themselves. If you like it, do it. It also helps that you actually know how to do the trick and how to not lose time with it. Now, there you just lost the time that you saved on unholy spin speed, but whatever. You can do unholy spin speed and fix that later. Menu. Good menu and good fix. Like, I know, I think I've done a review with you before, and you know how much I love menuing. Um, but if you don't do anything, if you don't fix yourself after that menu, then you might as well have not even done it. So yeah, good job fixing yourself there. You can actually read that tablet from a bit further away. So let me demonstrate what I mean here. Like, see how close Link is? Like his hat is covering up the bottom of that text. You can actually read it from about that far away. Okay. So that will save that, what? Let's see. I'm like at the bottom here and you're a little over half a tile up, so I would say 9 pixels of movement there. So I don't know, 1.5/9, 6 frames, something like that. Yeah, 6 frames. So you can actually read this from pretty far away. If you want, you can try to time it, or you can just book spam from the stairs up, because you're not dashing or doing any complicated movements, so you can just book spam that whole thing, and you know you know how speedrunners like making extraneous noise when there's nothing else to do. Honestly, dude, you're not giving me shit to talk about here, so I need you to start messing some stuff up. Like all the mistakes that you're making right now, I can tell that you know what the strat is and that you're trying and just failing at it, and I'm not gonna tell you things that you already know. Okay. That, on the other hand, this cutscene. So all you need to do here is short diagonal out of the door until you get against the statue, and then you just tap up and slash. Like, you only need to walk up that much, and then do your dash turn to the right. See, look how far up you go. You go like almost a full tile up, and you don't need to. You can stay down here and slash. Use the length of the sword to your advantage. Ah. Yeah, unfortunately, when you bonk off the chest, it messes up the timing for the cannonballs, so definitely should have walked down there, but I think you know that. You can squeeze a couple more frames out of that dash, but okay. So for the circle of pots, you got the correct pots, but you actually, after you hit the switch, you wanna just go straight up because you won't bonk off the pot after hitting the switch. So you want to hit the switch, just go straight up, grab this, and then diagonal to the door. So we'll just do that in real time. I nudged the door a little bit there. There. That's a bit cleaner. Okay, pick up that pot from the left side, because you have to hit the switch anyway, and it lines you up perfectly to not nudge off the pot. So you might as well take advantage of that. Okay. So when you're... Where are we at? 1811. Wish this one in fewer than 5-second increments. So when you're like right there, when the bottom of your shadow is touching the dark line of this step, you just charge a dash and get out of here. This door is actually one tile bigger than it looks, so that ends up being one tile, 2 tile, 3 tile, 4-ish tiles. So you're like almost exactly 4 tiles from here, which usually would make a dash not worth it. But charging this dash actually cancels the stair drag from these stairs, which does make the dash worth it. So you can actually start it a little higher up than this. I think you can start a dash up here and not take much stair drag. But this is the lineup that I look for. I look for the bottom of the shadow to hit this dark line, and then dash out. Ooh, I thought you waited maybe a bit too much there, but it was fine. So we're gonna pause the music again here for another demonstration. Uh, so for blocks, for pushing any block, as soon as you hear the block starting to be pushed, you can go. So like you can be as soon as you hear that first little grinding sound that the block makes, you can go. You don't have to follow the block at all. It's not all that important, but I do desert spin speed, so I don't have to deal with this. But when I don't hit the desert spin speed, I have to use this as my backup. So I like getting between these two torches to menu. Uh, and then menuing to lamp, and then getting a diagonal to here, and then cardinal to here, diagonal up to here, and then cardinal over to here. Again, not a huge deal, just faster than what you're doing. Yeah, I can tell your timings are off. It's not that you don't know when to fire, it's that you're getting a little ahead of yourself. You missed a good 4 or 5 arrows just by being early. So unfortunately that is fixed by staying in the room and killing Lammo over and over again. I don't know if you ever tried the 100 Lammo challenge, but the 100 Lammo challenge is kill Lammo 100 times under an hour. Equates to like 35 seconds per kill, which is an average of about a 4 cycle or maybe a 5 cycle. I don't remember. So maybe if you're bored one day, do one of those, see what happens. Yeah. There were a couple of like little adjustments on the fake flipper screen that you didn't need to do, but again, I think if if you're 15 seconds ahead of a 29 entry right now, so you might even get a 28 entry on this. assuming that Hera is not a disaster. So I'm not really gonna have much to say. Like most of your sub 90s are gonna have 29 entries and 31 stored up. So obviously, the lower you get that to go, the more leniency you have in Dark World. But it's like I'm not gonna say too much about this because um I see you're only mashing the right bumper. Does is your left bumper broken or do you just not use it? I know you said before you have some like issues with mashing or whatever. And I don't remember if that's one of the things or not. Hmm? Okay, just forgot how Hera works. It's fine. I've done that plenty of times. Getting bullied by that mole arm isn't great, but you didn't get bullied on the mountain, so it ends up being fine. Yeah, good menu, fantastic menu there. Let's pass this. Okay, so you tried to slash at the right time, you just weren't facing up. At some point, you're gonna have that's happened to you a lot, where you hit the face button uh before you hit the directional button. It happened on the DP overworld with a dash. It happened in DP Popo, the three Popo room with the slash. It happened a couple other times with slashes as well. So at some point you're gonna have to address that. Just making sure that you get that directional button in before you get the face button to press. Also, you are making the greatest face right now. And I'm going to send it to you. I saw you working on this room today, so I'm not going to say anything. Okay. Um, I would say try if you're on 3 hearts. I would say try to not hit the switch. If you get hit by the Moldorms, you can get the bottom heart here and then still be fine. Okay, you said in your description that you failed the bumper skip and then you went right back and you did it right, so you are really not giving me anything to talk about here. I think I've showed like 3 rooms this whole VOD review so far. We're, what, 50 minutes in, and I've shown 3 fucking rooms. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that Moldarm fight was fast, but you knew that, so I don't know. Done, and on to the next one. Definitely want to spin speed off that staircase to save the 30 frame charge. Actually, I guess the charge is replaced by a spin, but hmm. Now I'm wondering if the spin speed is even faster there. Just give me a second to test something. Yeah, okay. I see how it's faster. 1124. $10.48. Yeah, that's a significant chunk of time. It's like 45 frames. Definitely want to spin speed that. You did not need those. You were on 11 arrows. You were fine. So these arrows cost like 2.5 seconds. Those are your break glass in case of emergency arrows, and you were not in an emergency in the slightest, especially since you already have Saha rupees and you don't need to worry about arrowing birds or anything. Oh, I love it. You're doing the rupee route even though you're not getting the rupees. Very nice. Okay, so we're gonna see when you pick this up. Oh, okay. Well, minus the bonk. Okay, that's still a 108. Um, so oh, you're not pulling a tree or collecting rupees or arrowing the bird though. So like, all right, dude, I need to scratch my ears like that all the damn time. Cat hair gets in the headphones and shit. Okay, I didn't mean to. Okay, so you're spamming 3 buttons here, and then you're spamming the A button. I'm not sure if the L button on your controller works, but I just want to say when you see an exclamation point come up, that means there's one text box left, and you can just mash LR through it. And the next text box is also only one text box that you can mash LR through. I mean, if you like mashing A, that's fine. Except if you mash it too much, then you'll end up kicking up dust and losing a few frames. It is what it is. Oh no! Well, at least we know where to go now. Okay. Looked like you were trying to do the right thing. You just needed to go a little further to the right before going down. Yeah, FMG tells you to do that, but I stole something from Relkin. Do 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 do. So I actually stole this from Relkin. This is what you're quote unquote supposed to do, but if you just diagonal down to here, like this dash line is just as long as this one, and this one will put you in a better position to get this log. So you can do this dash if you so choose. Nothing wrong with it, except that it aggroes the bird. And you might want that bird later if you need it for like a rupee tree pool. So, whoa, that's not what I wanted. There we go. This is a little sloppy here. There's a little bit of meandering here. So this dash is right, but you should cancel here and then go cardinal down and then charge another dash to go through the bird. You end up canceling, doing a little bit of like diagonal movement, and then kind of sliding against the trees here, which we're talking like 2 maybe 3 frames per movement, but you have 3 movements on that screen alone, so. And honestly, some of this comes with experience, and you don't need to like actively fix anything. I'm just pointing out like these tiny little things that are losing time. There's 550 screens in this game. You're looking to save 120 seconds. We're talking like 40 frames per screen or something like that. So you know what? I was about to say something about this, but I remember you actually showed this to me one day and it was fine. Okay. Good fairy skip, you're maining the backup, but it is what it is. Just work on the faster one and main the backup until you get it down. Let's see that again. Good. Yeah. I've noticed a trend of people trying to do this initial dash this room. Um I know Lumaga did it, and a couple other people I've reviewed recently have also done that. That initial dash down only saves a couple of frames, so you have to be like Johnny on the spot to get it to save time. So good job not just blindly emulating what you see. Oh, we lost the music, but it's fine. Give you desktop audio. Because the dedicated Spotify channel is not working. Yay, something to do. If you're ever short rupees, you can do the suicide dash and get that pot. That's not what I wanted to show, though. So, I just got hit, but that's fine because you got hit too. So let's just demonstrate the right way to do this. You want to hold B through this transition and keep your sword out so you can stab this guy, and then you slash him. That's the equivalent of tempered damage. That's enough to kill a blue guard. line up on the wall, and then key dash. Without sword beams, this will work every single time, and you should not need to deviate from this. With sword beams, you have to do it a little differently. If I try to do the normal strat here, it's going to alert the guards, and sometimes it'll work, but sometimes it won't. Now watch the big fool out of me. I swear to God, sometimes this doesn't work. I think I locked it on good RNG, though. But anyway, if you do that with beams, sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time you're not going to have beams here. Which is unfortunate, because this room is a lot of fun with beams. But you did it perfectly. Very nice. Optimally, you would want that spin to hit both, but that's fine. Okay. So I'm not going to show you on the prac hack. I'm just going to show you. So usually you want a menu to boom right away so that you can see that this guy is taking the bad RNG. What you do here is fine, though. You just go straight for the right pot and you send it straight down. But at that point, you menu, and then at that point, you should know that this guy is coming here, and then you should wait for him, actually. So let's let the film scroll. So you get that pot down, which is good, and then you menu to boom. Okay, at this point, you should recognize that this guy is at the bad RNG, and that you need to wait here for him. Now, there is an RNG, and I think he took it. There is an RNG where you can actually throw both pots at this guy before this guy comes at you. But that doesn't save time, because after this pot gets thrown, then he's going to hit you, and you're going to lose the time anyway. So if you're set on this is the way that I want to menu in this room, then after you throw that right pot and you menu, you need to wait for this guy here and then boom him and then take this pot and throw it down. But very good backup using the arrow pot. Yeah, I discussed with Greenham before. I'm not sure why this happens. Sometimes this happens where he tinks and then he does like a quick recovery and then he turns and he hits you out of your dash. And I'm not 100% sure why that happens or how to avoid it. But yeah, it's just kind of unfortunate. Nice diagonal boom, but it's not 100% necessary. You don't need a diagonal boom here. You can just walk these couple of tiles. By the time you get here, he's only going to make it to here. And then you can just throw it up, and you actually have a chance to quick boom and save 10-ish frames here. When you're really close to an enemy and you boomerang, and you're so close to the enemy that you can't complete the boomerang animation, the full one, sometimes the boomerang will just despawn and go and not have to fly back to Link, and that's a quick boom. So you actually, like, this looks swaggy as hell, not gonna lie. It looks really cool, but you're actually better off just going and doing the boring thing, because it can actually save time. And then right here is where I'm gonna put it down to 0.25 speed. Watch after Link goes up the stairs here. See how he kind of runs in place here? Couple of steps. This room's a little weird because you're dashing from pit state and you're going onto auto stairs. This is the only time I know, the only time in the run that happens. But yeah, because when you dash from pit state onto auto stairs, you actually get stair drag if you have your sword out. The way to go get around that is to either cancel your dash right before the auto stairs to put your sword away, or if you're going up the auto stairs and your sword is out, just tap your boots and go. You definitely want to charge a dash when you get to this corner right here. Start charging a dash, and then when the text box comes up, you just mash through the text box, and then on the last one, you mash L and R, and then while he's warping there, you just keep holding A, and then it'll keep charging the dash. Okay. It didn't end up mattering there, but you definitely want to hit him to the center of the room. He's not really cooperating very much. But you want to try and hit him toward the center of the room. Yeah, there you should be to the left of him and hit him toward the center. The reason is he can pick any one of, I think, 16 positions to warp to. And hitting him toward the center is kind of just hedging your bets. Because if he's in the center of the room, no matter which thing he moves to, they're all basically the same distance. Whereas if he's on one side of the room or the other, then he could pick a long teleport, and that's not optimal. Very good. You did a little bit of a nudge that you didn't have to do when you were in super speed there, but it's fine. Yeah, 3104 Light World. You're on solid sub 90 pace here. You almost got a sub 31. Like, come on. That's why I wasn't saying shit through the whole Light World. Like, that part is fine. So something you should do here, you need to be on Mire for the shooter room anyway. So you need to be on Mire for the shooter room anyway. So something you should do here, so you're going to dash over here, and then you're going to dash up. And then while you're dashing up, you're waiting for Link's sword to hit this, like, dark line here. So you can see that the Kiki text box has triggered and Link's sword is kind of on that dark line there. You just want a menu to mirror right before that. So, like, right there is a perfect place to go to mirror. And then you buffer the down movement out of the pause menu, and then you just go up. Like you saw right there, as soon as the start menu came up, Kiki went on top of Link. And that is much faster than whatever crawling speed he's at, like when he's jumping up to open the dungeon for you. So the menu there is to just get the correct position and to get Kiki to move a little faster. Because after he gets paid, he starts going slow. And to be fair, I do too, but... Very good. I hope you know the backup to that too. If you don't, let me know and I will show you. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume that you know it. I want to see you place the bomb a little earlier than this, because you obviously know what you're doing. So, first of all, I actually go like one more tile up. I go to this black line rather than that one that you're on. So, I go about one more tile up before the menu, and then I would like to see you place the bomb like right there. Because you obviously know what you're doing, so you can start trying to save time on this. This saves, like, you can save probably a second over what you're doing right now by doing it even slightly suboptimally. So try placing the bomb like right here, like where this freeze frame is at, as long as the berry is cooperating. And then just like do exactly what you do here. Pick it up, throw it, walk through it, and then maybe be like one more pixel down so that you don't slide into the hole here. Okay. I wouldn't normally recommend this for someone that's just going for sub 90, but like you seem to be familiar enough with this that I think we can shave a second there. You don't need those. Those are really, really slow to get. Let me see how much time those take. $14.37. $948.26. So 714.37 minus 26. That's 11 extra frames. So we're talking almost 3 seconds here. 6:56:19. $9:34:21. So we'll say 6:56 to 9:32. So we're talking 2.5 to 3 seconds here to get those 2 pots. Those are super slow. And you do not need them in the slightest because got 19 arrows. You had 14 before. You're also going to have plenty of bombs exiting here. Because remember, you get 2 right before the final countdown to the boss. Not really sure. Not really sure why you cancel with a right here. But that causes you to nudge on here. You don't actually need to do that. So here, all you need to do is dash turn here. Make sure you're holding left, cancel down, and then start another dash up. What canceling down here will do is it will line you up on the pipe as long as you don't have any clearance between you and the pipe. It'll line you up for this key dash. Good. I see you practicing the fuck out of this, so you're being maybe a little more careful than I would like to see you being, but, you know, whatever. You'll get faster at it eventually. Yeah, I kind of chomped on the pipe a little bit there. I didn't mean that way, but yeah, you nudged against the pipe a little bit. Okay. So that's probably a fine way to consistently line it up. It is a bit slow. But if you're not ready to ditch it yet, then I don't really want to go too far into how to ditch it. So if you like it for now, then just keep doing it. Looks pretty consistent, so I have no problem with it. Yeah, just like that. That's a little slow, but like I would need to see you fail it again to say it's not consistent. Seems like the strats you're doing are safe but slow. And you're gonna have to ditch some of those safe and slow strats to save a second here or 40 frames there. Oh, very nice. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. You just kind of do a series of short dashes and a slash here. So, My turtle room's not gonna be quite as good as yours was, but... Good thing we don't want to demonstrate that turtle room. Okay. So for this one, all you really need to do is dash up, hammer, dash up, or sorry, dash up, hammer, walk up, hammer, and then dash to the top. And then you want to cancel before you hit the door. You don't even need to do this first dash if you don't want. You can just walk up, hammer, hammer, dash. Oops. Sorry, the timing on this save state kind of sucks. Like, walk. 732. Dash. Oops. 720. So we're talking 15 frames maybe. Let's see why these... Here. So I can see from your input viewer that you're actually that you're letting go of B before you're pressing A, and I don't believe that that's the right way to spin speed. I think you have to have both buttons pressed for one frame, and then you have to let go of B. But don't take my word for that. I just kind of learned it by feel. I don't know the actual mechanics behind it. Anyway, it looks like you're releasing the sword too quickly before you press the A button. So, I mean, you haven't had problems with spin speed until now, so it might also just be like, oops, I forgot how to spin speed in the middle of a boss fight, which is fine. Yeah, that's good enough. This is the important part. Yeah, so you don't actually need to... You don't actually need to do this right movement. Like, from where you are, from where you ended your dash right here, or right down here, you can actually just start a dash and go straight to the left. As long as you're within this shadow, this Murderdactyl will never hit you. And as long as you're against this thing and you don't bonk here, then the Snapdragon will never hit you. Also here, when you cancel your dash, just go straight down here. You don't need to diagonal here. Because the reason is, then you'll start here, and then you'll walk down, and then you'll get to do these 2 tiles, or 2 or 3 tiles. I think it's 2 tiles, but it might be 3. You'll get to do them at dash speed here instead of diagonal speed up here. Oh, yeah. I'm not being facetious when I say pressing 2 buttons at the same time is hard as fuck. Item dashing is probably my least favorite thing in this game. So. No, we got a stump humper. Which has recently proven to be fine, because it actually speeds up the text. Oh, you're way far to the left. Wow, you're far to the left. Alright. We're gonna take a look at that. Grove, maybe? Yeah, there we go. So, yeah. So, optimally, you want to talk to him. You can talk to him from, like, here. You can probably talk to him a little higher, too. But, yeah, you want to talk to him pretty high. Alright, now we have the shovel. Congratulations. Now, the one thing you do not want to do is go all the way over here, because I have the quick warp indicator on. There aren't any quick warps over here. The nearest quick warp is right here, and you don't even want to go all the way over here, because, you know, there's a better quick warp right here. Maybe here. Yeah, this is actually the quick warp that I use. Now, how do I line that up? Well, you've got this straight black line right here on the tree. Whenever that straight black line is either 1 pixel from the edge, so, maybe not. Maybe not 1 pixel from the edge, but yeah, whenever that straight black line is, oh, that's funny. Actually, so I'm looking at OBS right now, and on OBS it shows that the straight black line is 1 pixel away from the screen's edge, whereas on my CRT it does not show any pixels. So yeah, so either there or 1 pixel to the left. One pixel to the right, maybe? Yeah, 88 and 89. So this one or that one. So yeah, this actually looks different on my CRT. Yeah, when I crane my neck up that far. So yeah. So this lineup is not gonna make any sense. But yeah, I line it up using that tree. And yeah, so you can either be on this pixel or at not that pixel. That pixel or that pixel. So come up with your visual cue of choice. You actually want to dash further here. You want to dash all the way to the tree here. And then go up. It's just to get this extra tile and change of dash speed. And you even get a slope boost off of it. It's tough to change. I haven't even changed to it yet, but yeah, you definitely want to hug this tree. Nice. I mean, optimally, you don't want to cancel your dash till like here, and then you take this diagonal. So I don't know if you know this. You didn't do it here. At least I don't think you did it. Oops. Yeah, you didn't do it here. But you can actually press Y and A at the same time here. So that you don't have to... So that you don't have to wait until Link moves to start a dash. You can just start it on the first available frame by holding A through this whole cutscene. So you press Y and A at the same time, and then just hold A through the whole cutscene, and then it'll start on the first available frame. No, no, no. Okay. Here's... Luckily, this is a fun screen to practice. So you have this part right. Want to transition there. And you need to be real clean with your dashes here. Only do cardinals. There are no diagonals on this screen whatsoever. So, dash up to here. Cancel. Cardinal left until you're clear of it. Come up and cut the bush. Cardinal left until you're underneath the guard. And then go. And if you're smooth enough, which I am apparently not, then this guy will never get in your way. Or that guy will never knock you out of your dash. There is an alternative strat here. You can actually just walk this part. Go below the sign. Go above the sign. Do it like that. But the downside is that middle guy can tank you if you do it like this. So just do this, 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 and you're done. Just remember it's all cardinals until the end of the room, though. I don't know when you menued to hammer. Oh, you menued to hammer for Three Musketeers. So once you learn Three Musketeers, this is where you menu to hammer, so that you ensure that you don't bonk here and you get lined up with this. That dash isn't worth it, by the way. I mean, it's worth it, but like with the amount of time you spent meandering, it's really not. Okay, you don't want to dash twice on this screen for that reason. So you just want to walk up wherever you are here. You want to walk up, and then you want to dash when you get to here. Because if you double dash here, then you're gonna start dashing before this guy chooses his movement, and you're kind of subject to his RNG. If you just walk up here and this guy, then you'll get to see what this guy is about to do, and then you'll get to dash. And it's actually not any slower to walk. So we'll just do entrance. So walking, we got 338. 337. 342. 38. I mean, these two strats are exactly the same, except your double dash is a lot more input intensive because you have to dash, cancel, and then redash, and you get human error frames there. So just walk up, dash over. You want to be holding upright. So when you dash off the screen, when you transition, you want to be holding upright so that you can use the camera movement to tell you when the right time to dash is. Canceled that way too early. So you actually want to dash here. Now, this doesn't look like it's worth it, but it really is. Because got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5.5 tiles here. So you do want to dash here. It kind of looks like you've got a friendly diagonal here, which could save you time, but it really doesn't. So just dash over and dash up. And I can see you know you're being sloppy with it, so I'm not gonna press on it too much. Didn't need those. Didn't need to go back for them. Those weren't quite as slow as some of the other arrow and bomb drops that you've gotten, though. Especially ones under pots. That's a wasted menu. Okay, let me show you a better way to do that. So, walk in. You want a menu here. So you're going to be on hammer here, and you're going to be dashing. You want a menu here to read where the grasshoppers are going to be. Okay. You want to place the bomb. You go away. Go away. You want to place the bomb right there. You want the right edge of the bomb to be right up against the pipe there. Okay? From here, when you pick it up and you throw it, it will be 1 sword slash away from exploding. So that's what that looks like. Okay. But you need to know the RNG of the grasshoppers so that you know where to put this slash. So here you're just going to walk past him, slash, and then dash. It's a little too fast. Here you need to slash up to get him away from the bomb. Same deal. Here you just walk past him. Okay, so you use the menu to read the RNG to figure out where best to put your slash. Sometimes you just need to slash the air and get out of the room. If you're having trouble with that, the other thing you can do, while also reading the RNG, is put the bomb underneath the pipe and then slash every time it hits the ground. Okay. That's not that much slower. Alright, easy way to get through that room. If you don't want to time it, if you don't want to deal with spikes and visual cues and all the other fucking nonsense in that room, tap dash. Tap dash. Tap dash. Like, this is the tap dash is just as fast as timing. That's probably the fastest the room's ever gonna get. And there I just got within a frame of it. Just tap your boots and then dash, and you're fine. Let's go back a little bit. So if the Gibo throws his guts at you, all you need to do is walk down and slash through it. When you slash this, it gives both of these parts of the Gibo iframes, and you can just walk right through it. Yeah, that was a good bomb get. It was right next to you, just spend the 2 or 3 frames to pick it up. Okay, I'm gonna say you didn't need the heart under the pot there, especially since the Zazak just dropped one. But if it makes you feel more comfy, then by all means, it's right there. I am noticing you're spending a lot of time getting resources under pots that you don't need. And I know Fox says, like, don't optimize your ammo route, but you're spending a good chunk of time not optimizing your ammo route. Like, you skipped Saha bombs and then you got 3 bombs that spent a lot more time than that 2.5 seconds it would have taken you to just get Saha bombs. Yeah, that didn't connect. I don't even have your sound on, and I could tell that didn't connect. Gotta be a little bit lower. I've seen your blind script, though. You're fine. You just need to shake it off. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, and this is about where you should be. You're at 45:27 right now. You should be at about the 45-minute mark, coming out of Thieves Town for a sub 90. This is the halfway point of the run. So you're still on sub 90 pace at 45:27. Don't get me wrong, but like you wanna shoot for like 45:00 to, because you're obviously a lot more proficient in this half of the game than you are in the other half. So especially cleaning up pod, and you actually beat this gold by like 10 seconds just today on the day that I'm recording this. So like if you can like if you can consistently get like these 45 times, then just work on this back half. I'm gonna get up and stretch for a minute. And then we'll start working on the back half here. Okay, where were we? Yeah, you're dashing down a little far for that, but you actually seem to have a timing that works, so I'm not gonna tell you to fix it. That worked like a charm, so keep doing it. Uh, you can pretty easily tighten that up. You need to transition this. Sorry, I'm too close to my mic. You need to transition the screen further to the right here. And then like here you nudge against the tree and then you do this diagonal movement like you're about to start dashing here. So I don't think that's Like, these diagonals are fast in certain rooms, but when you have a big square like this, it's not fast to diagonal, it's faster to just dash and dash. This part's pretty mistake-proof, like... Still don't know why you're not using your left bumper. Like, maybe your input display just isn't picking it up, but I have not seen you use your left bumper this entire run. Yeah, if you don't know fence dash, then just don't even try. Very good. There are not a lot of people even at 132 level that know how to do Sea House properly. That was very nice. Yeah, unfortunately you're gonna get that bush skull a lot. It's just the amount of bushes that you dashed through and then just random chance. Oh. No, you had that in a good spot. This is a good spot, actually, believe it or not. So let's pull up the room. Let's try to... I'm just gonna kill these guys, because this is just a demonstration. Come on. Maybe I'm just gonna die. So you had this correct. But you got the statue to there. Ish. You might be a little further to the left than that. This looks about right, I think. So this is about where you had your statue. This works. And unfortunately, and you had good RNG to get behind it and get it onto the switch, and unfortunately you didn't think it was far enough over. So play around in this room, you actually have this whole tile to play with, and you have this statue's entire hitbox to play with. So as long as this statue's hitbox is on like one of these 16 pixels, then it will work. You can have it a little far over here. You can have it like this is maybe about as far right as I would feel comfortable in a run. It can probably be about I would say a pixel or two over and still be fine. But you have this whole like area to work with here. So man, that's a shame. This would have been a really good room if you had known that this was safe. I actually menued bombs here. for the entire reason that you're hesitating here. So I menued bombs right here to see what this guy's doing. There's a way to manipulate this guy that Fox found. I don't remember what it is. But yeah, so I would just probably menu to bombs at some point here and just see what this guy is doing. Pick a row of bushes to go through, and then you can go from there. Yeah, instead of running around this guy is only here because you took forever to get there. I would just slash him and go straight up rather than going around. That's way too far over. Oh, okay. If you're gonna bonk off the wall, then that's fine. Very good. So you end up having to fix yourself here, and I'm curious as to why. Okay, so that guy was kind of in your way, and then you didn't get to do the diagonal until later. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, I think that happens. I can't say that it doesn't. I can't say that, oh, you're just too slow in that room or whatever. All I'm gonna say is, like, I don't think it's happened to me, and if it has happened to me, it hasn't happened in quite a while. Yeah, the health recovery, I'm not gonna slag you for the health recovery here, because Mott's a bitch. She is an angry little bug. So, whatever you gotta do to get through it. Yeah, see, that's the risk you take going for that heart, though. Because if you get the heart and then you get hit, then you just straight up lose, like, I don't know, 2 seconds, and you have nothing to show for it. Yeah, see, this is the reason you wanted the health, and you ended up, like, doing the fight fine, but if you don't feel 100% comfortable either doing Moth with that amount of health or losing the run here because you didn't get health, then yeah, just get the health and go. For the Moth fight in particular, it looked like you had a plan. There's some optimization you can do there, but I think that would be better done in a learning environment and not just me preaching to you through the internet. Okay, so you want to tap the flute and then you want to tap the boots, and you might want to do that a few times to make sure that it takes. That's why you'll see a lot of people like flute a bunch of times in a row. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Why did that happen? So you actually want to take a step down here. So you go for the quick warp, which, whatever, you don't get it, but whatever, you just need to be pixel perfect forehead. What you want to do, though, is you want to nudge down a little bit. You can even nudge down right if you want, to get this dashed line through this patch of grass rather than through this one, because there's, what, two fewer tiles of grass that you have to go through. It's 4 up here and 2 down here. Okay, what that also will do Oh, yeah. See, you don't need to fix yourself here. You just want to dash all the way to the right. Alright, let's actually just go through this whole screen. So you did this right. What I do here is I try to get a quick warp here. Sorry, I'm too close to my mic again. I try to get a quick warp here. Now, if you line up on this wall, you don't have a quick warp, but you go 1 or 2 pixels to the left, and you do have a quick warp. So you got 80F and 80E. So you've got 2 pixels of quick warp here. So what I do here is I try to get a nudge off of here, and then move 1 frame to the left, and then pause. So 5, that's gonna look like this. If this is too try-hard for you, then just do what you're doing, and you can just try to hit it. It's not impossible. Like there, I just hit the quick warp first try. My only concern is that you don't go too far to the left here, because then this red guy can hit you out of your dash. Okay, so that's that. Now here, you want to... So if I just dash straight to the right here, I'm going to go through those four patches of grass. But if I go 1 pixel down, so I'm on 85E, if I go to 85F, maybe a little further. Yeah, if I go to 860, then I'm just going to go through these 2. So just nudge a little bit down. And then you want to dash all the way to the right here. Okay. Once you dash all the way to the right, then you want to realign yourself. You want to realign yourself with down to the safe dash line, which is here. Now, sometimes this guy will be in the way. Sometimes this guy will try to mess you up by throwing his pitchfork at you, and you'll take damage. So, to mitigate against that RNG, you just do a dash turn from left to right. So after you align, face left, and then if he's not throwing his pitchfork at you, then you just go right. Try to get an RNG where he does throw his pitchfork at me. Ah, of course I get it in a bonk. Come on, dude. Bruh. Dude, can you please just throw your pitchfork at me? This isn't even a rare RNG. What are you doing? There we go. That's why you face to the left. Is so that you can have your shield out to knock his pitchfork away, and then you are not done charging your dash yet. You wanted to keep dashing there, but I think that was an accidental input. Yeah, so you're already down 2 hearts here. Might as well go for the lottery dash. I would hope that you don't main it, but if you do, I mean, not really the one to tell you to change. I'm not sure where a better place to put that menu is, honestly. What happened here? Are you trying to farm a heart from that rock or something? Oh yeah, you are. Nice. Okay. I didn't even know there was a heart under that rock. Judging by your face, you know that keeping your sword out during mosaics is bad, so I'm not gonna tell you that again. And dash a little further to the right on the lambs. The rest of it was fine. Alright, you took one more step down than you needed to, but that's fine. And again, you need to put your sword away through that mosaic transition. That's half a second you lost there, just on the transitions. Okay. You know what? I'm not even mad. Good for me. That's less good. So what you want to do here is walk to the ice, nudge a little bit down, and then slash twice to the left. That's how it looks in real time. Then when you go to collect the key, you want to stop yourself by tapping the boots so that you're like right on the edge of the key's hitbox. And then that will also change your direction up toward the door. If the guy at the top gets in your way, use the fire rod, don't slash or beam him. Because if you kill everything in this room, you get this jingle and this door opening. You don't want that. If this guy's in your way, just fire rod him, go through, and then the door won't open. Obviously don't miss him, but if you do accidentally end up using too many fire rod shots here, it's fine, because the pen gators are in the magic pack, so just wait for that, wait for those magic drops. So you're gonna kill a lot of them coming up. That was very close to you getting knocked out of your dash. Be a little faster in that room. that's a good one, Bomb. You had... what the hell? Wait, what? How did that miss? That was a good one, Bomb. Okay, fine. You were like 3 pixels to the left. That's a good backup, though. I use that in AD RMG. For a different reason, but yeah, that's... Yeah, so you know the strat there. You just hesitated and then realized you were hesitating and losing time. Which I guess I should elaborate and say that that's a good job realizing that you were dirtling and losing time and that you needed to just go. Yeah, no real notes. Let me just recheck this. Yeah, when you push this block, you actually want to... Once the block starts pushing, you actually want to face down. So once you push this block, you want to face down and you want to slide against this pipe. Because it's not only faster than just straight up walking right, it also sets you up so that you're facing down after you fall to get this hammer. And then you just walk up, start your dash, and you're through. Oh, that's way too high. So you only needed 1 magic, so we're gonna assume that you only need 1 magic here. You want to get your magic, you want to pull this thing so that it's right here. This is the lowest pixel that you can push this thing to the left with a down left. See how Link is going into the pushing animation? Okay. So if you look at this pot thing, it kind of looks like it makes a smiley face. Like there's 2 light pixels on the top, and then there's the curve of dark pixels on the bottom. That's what you're looking for. And sometimes you'll hear me say smilers during runs or during rando runs. That's what that means. Because the smilers emote. You got it. So yeah. Up to there. So essentially... not doing well today. If you only need 1 of these magics, this is a much better way to do things, because then you only need to shove this statue about half the distance, as if you need to bring it all the way up here. Or if you do something like this. So hope I gave you enough time for that to figure out that visual cue. Ain't nothing wrong with a good 6/. You needed to be a little lower when you caught that. You might actually get away with it. There is one good pixel in that range. Got away with it. Alright, good job. But, yeah, just remember, high with the eyes, low with the toes. Alright, shut up. We got people to kill. Yeah, very nice patience there. You want to, even though you're at super speed, you still want to pump up this. And I see that you're pumping up it a little bit. But let me expand this window just to show your input display. Okay, it's underneath the Twitch play bar. There we go. Hi. So we're gonna show your input display while you're on these ladders. And then I'm gonna show what it should look like. Okay. Drop. Okay. So that's what you're doing when you're on ladders. Watch my input display. That's what it should look like. You need to get these double pumps in. They save you a gajillion years, especially on I'm pretty sure on that long ladder alone it saves like 4 seconds. Now that's optimal versus not at all, but like a human can usually save about 3 of those 4 seconds without trying way too hard. Speaking of trying hard, so you do the same menu here to try to get the quick warp, but you need to menu to the book. So what you can do is just walk up to here, tap left, and then pause, and then you want to buffer and up left here, and then ledge hop off. Okay, this is free. This is free because of the pause buffers. I'm not going to show that again. Just rewind if you want to see it again. Okay. That's fine to just get the menu there. I would rather see the menu like here, because instead of cutting your dash off early, I'm gonna try to pause it to show how early you cut your dash off. Instead of cutting your dash off there, you can dash like another tile ish and start menu, and make sure you don't bonk here. And again, you should be tapping boots when you flute. Not only because it makes a cool sound, but it does actually call the bird faster. Okay, you have sword beams here? Okay, you did it. Never mind. So that's a decent place to menu to mirror just to see what the bitch moblin's doing. A better place to menu would be to try and get these quick warps. Because you can save a second and 8 frames. You can save 68 frames by getting both quick warps here. This is how you do it. So first you get onto this 1 pixel to the right of that. This pixel. So I don't know if you can see it very well. Might need to blow the video up a little bit, but so Link's shadow, there's like a flat part and then there's a notch. Like where it starts that that upward line. You want to line that up with the light line on the dam here. So let's go back to the previous screen. This pixel is easier to get onto than you think, than it looks. So this is where you would menu to mirror, and then you would see, oh, I'm not quite on the pixel, so you would tap 1 frame up left. The reason you go up left there, like left would work, because obviously 2 quick warp pixels are right next to each other. The reason you go up left is if you accidentally hit it for 2 frames, then it's still fine. Alright, and then when you come out, now you need to menu to the hammer, right? So now you face to the right, and you menu. And it's the same lineup. The notch of the shadow is on, it's a dark line this time, but it's the same lineup this way. And then you go down into the portal. So you can save like a second and change by getting both quick warps here. If you only want to go for 1, then only go for 1. If you say, fuck you, Sean, I'm never doing those quick warps in my entire life, you are absolutely free to do that. Yeah. See, this is just going to be a tangent. There's nothing you did wrong there. There's actually something that I like that you did there, which is throwing the pot downwards, which I don't think is optimal. I think throwing it the way that you're facing is optimal. But the thing is, like, that water skipper has fucked me more times than I can count, so I always just throw it down. And if it doesn't kill the water skipper, it means he's not going to get in my way. So, very good. That dash isn't worth it. Okay, good. You didn't do the stupid shield put away thing. I hate when I see that. Okay, yeah. I hate wearing my headphones when I run too. Okay. You don't you don't need to bump up when you do this. See how you hammer and then you walk into the key? You don't actually need to do that. Let me just show you on this one. These two rooms are exactly the same. So if I hammer here and I just stand here, I'm going to collect the key, which is essentially what you're doing by hammering and then charging a dash. So you don't have to walk up to get the key. Unfortunate, but fire snakes are dicks. Oh, nice try. I thought you were good there, but apparently not. Must have been like one frame early on the pull out, which was fine. The fact that you're going for it is a lot more important than you failed it. It shows a level of comfort in the room that I like to see, especially at this level. So you also don't need to adjust up here. If you fall right there where you fell, from right here, you can just hammer dash straight straight to the right. And just hammer dash straight to the right. You don't need to fix yourself there. You need to drop in that hole pretty low before you get into bonk territory. And even if you're in bonk territory, there's only one pixel that you can bonk on. So you're either gonna go through or you're gonna go under it. And sometimes you're gonna bonk, and I would just take those and throw them in the trash. If you bonk like say 3 times in a row, then maybe look at bettering your strat there. Okay, you hookshot it a little early, and it seems like you realized that, so you pulled out. That's good. Good. Can I just say it's refreshing to not have to explain hook dash for the 5th time in a week? Okay, that dash to the left is not worth it. You can just pump through that, but the dash up is worth it. I was half expecting you to get another bomb there. Gone. Alright, this is just the boring version of the fight. Oh. Okay, yeah, it's gonna stay boring. No, like, it's boring because it works. Like, right? Like, cliches are cliches for a reason. Because they're good. Like, you see this thing a million times, and, you know, it's... You do it because it works. You're not gonna lose a shit ton of time by doing the old YB, YB, YB. Like, the only way you're gonna get any faster is if you get a zero cycle. And I don't really think you're there yet. Now, by no means does that mean that, like, you shouldn't even attempt to do it in the prac hack or whatever. You can play around with it in prac hack. It's just, I don't think that's what you should be focusing on right now. Okay, so again, you can get another quick warp right here, and that's another 34 frames. Like, once you learn the lineup once, that's good for 3 quick warps. So I would say probably maybe learn how to quick warp there. Man, that's unfortunate. But that just means you did the screen fast, so unfortunately you need to leave the bird where he is. Yeah, that was good. Just try not to walk down so far. That's unfortunate, but it happens. You were just maybe a little too far to the left on the dash up. Because you should never miss that Popo, but, like, I've probably missed that Popo as recently as, like, 2 days ago. So, it is what it is. You look like you have enough of a grasp on the room that you know what you did wrong, and I don't need to spend very long on it. Yeah, okay. So, you do a funny thing here, which is something I do as well. So, you do the thing, and then you're like, no, oh shit, I was supposed to go back and do something else. So now you go back and do something else, and then by the time you do that, you didn't actually need to do the prevention strat in the first place. And I do that a lot in music. Like, if I mess up a section, or if I, like, recently changed how I did something, like, and I do it the old way, like, I'll do it the old way, and then I'll go back and do it the new way, and then I'll just keep playing, and it infuriated my teachers to oblivion. But yeah, it's just a weird thing. Like, your brain is just like, oh shit, I did that wrong, let's go back and do it right. Because that's how you practice, right? So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess all that to say, this is kind of how I identify, like, what you know versus what you don't know. Like, what you know you messed up versus the things that can be changed by the VOD review. Okay. Yeah, all those runes were fine. You could probably... Let's go back to this berry. Oops, that berry. Yeah, even that was fine. Like, there's nothing here that I really need to comment on, so... make sure you're pumping through that puddle. You go from 1 point, like your movement is halved in water, but if you're pumping, you actually move at I think it's 2 pixels per frame. If you're pumping through water, and 0.75 without, so like pumping in water is very, very important. Ooh, okay. So you did the movements for Spark Gamble. And you should do Spark Gamble because it's fast. Here's how you do it. First, you don't get bad RNG. Second, you don't get bad RNG. Pause. Hookshot. That's going to reset your frame rule so that you have a chance to get blasted forward instead of backwards here. You gotta be kidding me. Bro. Is this save state just cursed? Now, see how I got boosted forward through the spark? That's the gamble. Menuing will reset your frame rule, and whatever frame the spark hits you on determines whether you get knocked forward, backward, or not at all. You can actually just stay in place, which I think is optimal. Like, if you get knocked forward, you actually get knocked forward straight to the wall. But if you stay in place or you just get like a soft forward, you get you can just go straight up the stairs. So that's the gamble. If you don't want to do that, which you may not want to, this strat is not that much slower. Whoops. I dashed too early. This is not that much slower. It's like 20 frames slower. But for against a backward spark gamble, it's actually faster. So if you do the spark gamble and you get blown backwards, this strat is actually faster than that. What you do, you walk down to this blue tile. I usually like to dash when I'm like on the dark line here. You will always skip this spark if you do this way. And then at some point, just menu to hookshot. There's not really a good time to do it here. 13-16 versus... $12.44. So it's like 30 frames. If you get a good spark gamble. If you get knocked backwards on the spark gamble, it's a lot less than that. The only reason you should not do spark gamble, though, is if A, you don't know it, which now you should, and B, you're afraid of losing health. which you have mushroom, and you should not be afraid of losing health, because you get a fake powder at the end of this dungeon. Very nice. Get wrecked, stupid fucking Wizrobe. You always need to talk shit to that Wizrobe, because he's always cocky when he gets his fucking shot off, so you need to give it right back to him. Okay, you were actually fine here. So let's watch your basement first, and then I'll do one. Okay, my turn. You would have been fine there. You did the room perfectly. You just pulled out of it. Just be aggressive, be assertive, and know what you're doing at all times. Like this is one of my favorite things to practice, because like, and you may think, oh well, you over dashed there. Well, I actually didn't, because if I like dash here, it's actually slower than going a little to the left, because you actually get some diagonal movement to the pot. So if you overdash there, that's fine. As long as you don't bonk against the wall, you may actually be saving time. So put this room on your practice list, because you just lost a hell of a lot of time. You just lost like probably a second. Yeah, and again, here, you were fine. You could have faced up and just fire rotted this spike, but you're not familiar enough with the room, so you let it cycle against this wall. Now that wasn't a full second for sure, but that was another few frames. Yeah, very, very nice. See that you have 9 hearts here, and you don't need this fake powder. So, business as usual. Boom, wham, bam, thank you, sir, madam, or non-binary of your choice. Yeah, I remember watching this, and this is bullshit. And I'm gonna show you why. So this guy comes down, which he is wont to do. You get in position. You release your spin, and maybe. All right, hold on. So there's hit number 1. And then somehow he dodges the backswing, even though you hit every single other eye. Now, could you have been standing a couple pixels higher? Yes. Should you have been standing a couple of pixels higher? Yes. But there's, like, if you frame by frame this, like I did, there's a point where he snaps from here to here. and he completely misses your backswing, and that's why he doesn't die here. So I wasn't kidding when I said this fight was bullshit, because you got fucked pretty hard here, and I'm not 100% sure why. Okay, so I think in your VOD review submission, let me just quickly. So you say TRGT and Ganon was a shit show. I probably don't need your help understanding how I lost a minute in those splits. So I'm gonna cut this video off here, because you specifically asked not to review those splits. I am going to review those splits because I want to. I will not list the video unless you ask me to. So, that's the end of this portion. I guess closing thoughts, if this is actually the end. Just a lot of your rooms you just need to be more aggressive. Especially in the Skullwood statue room and Mire basement. Like, you had good setups. You just didn't follow through. You just weren't, like, if you were on top of it, you would have saved a shitload of time in both of those rooms. Like, and there are many other rooms like that too. So, you know, just be more confident. You know this shit. So act like you know it. Just don't be, I don't know, just don't doubt yourself. You know this shit. Go out and do it.